Hi everyone, it's me, your favorite yawner again. So I got some highlights and lowlights. That's my first thing. And right now my hair looks like bunk because I literally rolled out of bed, ran, and hurried and combed my hair. I couldn't even find my brush. And didn't put any makeup on, brushed my teeth, grabbed my clothes that I wore yesterday, and ran out because I had a doctor's appointment. Don't worry, my clothes weren't yucky, I promise. I don't do that much to get yucky. Anyway, so, yeah, so I could get another shot in my knee. I don't know if I mentioned the shots I was getting in my knee. I actually don't know when the last time I posted a thing was, but they're called, their nickname is rooster comb injections, and it's because they, like, somebody at some point, I don't know why you would think this, but somebody at some point decided that to help knees that are arthritic really bad, if steroids injection didn't work, then why not scrape the inside of what's in a rooster's comb? I'm not even lying, man. And, you know, sterilize it and then inject it into people's knees. And I guess they did some trials and errors, and it apparently works in a lot of people. The stuff I get is actually not made from there's your yawn. An actual rooster, but it's synthetic. But it's, I don't know, it's some sort of substance that maybe acts like the fluid that's in your, or the gel kind of, that's in between your joints to help lubricate that knee. Because my knee on my left side apparently is like 50% of what it should be. And I have like bone spurs, several, and one of them's big, and they still don't know if my meniscus is torn. And I apologize if I'm repeating myself from previously, but, well, I mean, that's just the way it is. So they said it's a possibility if they didn't work and they checked, and I still, you know, if I had a lateral meniscus tear, like an orthopedic doctor might look at that and go, why are we going to repair just a tear when the knee is completely jacked, and want to like do a total knee replacement on me? And since I'm only 41, the doctor said he would like to at least see me get to 50 before that had to happen. And I agree, as long as I'm not in pain. So I've been taking physical therapy. I've actually been twice. I came to realize quite early in the process that PT stands for personal torture. And the therapist laughed and he said that was a new one. He usually hears pain and torture. I told him I agreed with that one too. The therapy actually didn't hurt as bad on the day as it did the next 2 days. But the right things are happening. It's strengthening up, and anyway, so that's good. So, you know, that's one thing that can happen from being overweight for too long. The longer you are overweight, the more pressure that puts on all of your joints and your spine, and you can end up like only 40 or even younger and having problems that you can't even move with your knees, with your back. I mean, it's more likely to happen to somebody that's overweight. In my educated opinion, that doesn't mean that I have enough education to know that that's more likely. So, not that I'm an orthopedic doctor or a doctor or anything like that. I mean, technically, I'm not even a nurse anymore because I let my license go years ago because I wasn't using it, and I was applying for disability, and I was broke as a joke and couldn't even afford to renew my license for like, I don't know, under $100. But since I wasn't using it, there wasn't a whole lot of need to keep doing that. And it saddened me a lot, and it saddens me a lot to say I was a nurse because then I have to explain that I look all right, but I'm disabled because of my back, among many other issues. But yeah, but giving that up, that identity is really difficult. And I think, you know, legally you're not a nurse anymore, but it's just like being a firefighter. Once you're a nurse or a firefighter, you're always a nurse or a firefighter. The education doesn't leave you. The work you've done in your past doesn't leave you. Your active participation does. I mean, and that's basically it. And also, unless you're just like, I don't know, really into learning new things, I guess you're learning about what's new going on is different. I'm sure if I went into nursing now, if I were able to go back into it, which it sounds more like I'm falling apart than getting back together, there would be changes. There would be, you know, some new medications and some changes and things, but, you know, I don't think there would be a whole lot in the type of work that I did, which is long-term care or home care with trach and vent patients. Trach is a short-term word for a tracheostomy, and it's the little hole in the neck that has the tube that people breathe through. I'm trying to think of this in layman's terms. And a ventilator is literally the machine that's attached to it that breathes for someone so that they live. So I did have to take special classes for that within my facility and pass, and it took a while to get certified for that. But yeah, so that's what I did. And as a nurse, you do put a lot of strain on your back and your body and things like that. And I see young people like doing stupid stuff with their bodies, and I'm like, don't pick someone up like that. Don't do this, don't do that, because yeah, your body's young, but I mean, you could injure yourself in a way that's going to make you feel old really fast. I just wish I wish my body felt as young as I feel inside, because my body feels 90 and my mind feels like, yeah, 29, you know? Young, but just old enough to have some sense about me. So that's that. I found a new protein bar, much healthier than the one I have been eating, that Nature Valley bar. And it, if I can find it, hold on one second. Well, how do I pause this? Pay no attention to the crazy lady that couldn't figure out how to pause it. Okay, so I got this at Walmart. All right. It was expensive. I'm not going to lie. It is not amazingly nutritionally sound. Like, obviously, it's better to eat a lean chicken breast. Obviously, it's better to have some grapes. But if you really feel like you want something sweet, and you still need to get protein in, and you're willing to sacrifice 230 total calories to get 20 grams of protein, then you can eat yourself one of these. Okay, they come in different flavors. I've only tasted this one. They're $7 and something for 4 bars, so it's kind of expensive, but if you don't eat them all the time, it's not, and you shouldn't eat them all the time, but, you know, it's not better than a shake as far as that goes. It has 1 gram of sugar and I think like 4 sugar alcohols. So you have to be really careful with how your body is digesting, you know, the tiny bits of sugar. But it, like I said, 20 grams of protein. And at the end of the day, if you need 20 grams of protein and you can't begin to cook, or you just need something light to bring with you somewhere in your purse, or I don't know where, I guess a guy would put it in his pocket, but I don't know. It would melt. I do think this would melt. There is a chocolate coating. It's called, the one I have is called Almond Bliss. I'll be very honest, it tastes like an Almond Joy to me. But I've had a little bit of other people try it, and they say they don't really taste much coconut in it. But it's got some almonds and some coconut, and it tastes pretty good. So those are called One Bars. I guess they're put out by, oh, it's gluten-free. So if anybody's worried about their gluten, and I know there are a lot of people that, you know, think that that's all, you know, junk. But I do want to say this. I have a very close personal friend who does have a serious gluten allergy, and she almost died from it because she has something called celiac sprue, which is different than a lot of people's allergies to gluten. But celiac sprue, anyway, if you want to look it up, just look up CELIAC-SPRUE. There you go. That's Google, and I hope I spelled it right for you, because usually I have to be looking at something to spell it very well. So that's my go-to for the day, week. If I've already told you about it, which I don't think I did, but there's a lot of things in my brain that I always go, oh, I want to say this, but then I don't remember if I did, and I'm too lazy to go back and watch my own videos sometimes. Well, most of the time. I don't even watch them before I post them. I mean, that's why you get 90 yawns, and as I say it, it makes me want to yawn. And I was doing so good on this episode. No, it's not an episode. It's just a recording of my craziness. Still using my circle. And in between that, I use, I'll show you. They make these little hickeys. Little hickey, oh my lord. Yes, I sometimes replace words for words that are not even the right word. This I got at Walmart. It's fruit punch flavored. They have a variety of flavors. The important thing to do is make sure when you get something like this that it doesn't have caffeine, because you're not really supposed to be ingesting caffeine. Now, I've broken the rules, and I have had tea that was not decaf a few times, but truthfully, you know, it's a once in a while thing, because I did it for a while, and it started to make my stomach hurt. So, make sure it doesn't have caffeine, and make sure it doesn't have any, you know, anything else that might not be good for you. Make sure that try to make sure that what you're getting is sweetened with Splenda, which is called sucralose. Not sucrose. Sucrose is another word for sugar. It's sucralose. So just remember, you have to get the L in there. I look like I'm trying to teach a child to say an L word. I just noticed my tongue go way up to the roof of my mouth when I was saying it. I'm so glad y'all still hang out with me and my weirdness. I think I have like 80 followers. I mean, of course, some of them are my relatives. One of them's my sister, and, you know, things like that. But, you know, I mean, I have 80 relatives, but most of them are not following me on Facebook. Even my kids don't, I mean, not Facebook, YouTube. Even my kids and my husband don't follow me. So, yeah, they're losers. Actually, I think they've heard me talk enough that they are just over it. You'd think my daughter would now that she's moved away. I'm going to have to tell her that so she can see me and listen to my wonderful voice on a regular basis. Okay, that doesn't mean we don't sit and FaceTime, video chat, whatever, on Facebook, because we do. I love technology. I love that a lot of the things from the Jetsons came true. I mean, basically, we can talk on the Visiphone if we want to. You can't have a robot maid necessarily, but you can have a robot vacuum your floor. I mean, I don't, because I ain't got that kind of money and I got too much crap in the way all the time. I'm afraid it would vacuum up a animal. There's too much animal hair for that. It would explode. With a German Shepherd and 2 cats. No. Everybody's always shedding in this house. I stopped shedding. I was shedding everywhere. I finally stopped shedding, but yeah, no. I have one of those canister vacuums that you like, I think that's the right word, but anyway, you like empty the canister instead of bags. So like I can go across part of my floor really well, and then I have to empty it because it's full of dog hair, which I know makes it sound disgusting, but I'm gonna tell y'all, I don't vacuum my floor every day. Every week is probably the truth. I know that makes me a bad housekeeper, but it does not make me a bad person. But at least I don't let my animals sit up on my furniture, so my furniture isn't as hairy. Well, no, the cats get up there. I have totally digressed into a complete other world. Pay no attention to me. I wish I knew how to edit this out, but I don't. I will try to work on that at some point in my life. So, wherever y'all are on your journey, I hope you're doing well. Thanks. Bye.